Most people think funnels exist to manipulate people into buying. They think it's that magical tool you just deploy and people just start to buy your products. But no, that is not why funnels exist. In reality, funnels exist because human beings don't make decisions all at once. So if funnels don't exist, for instance, every customer would need to be ready, trusting, and decisive immediately. But we all know that's not how it works. So in today's episode of the Oversubscribe Challenge podcast, I'll be discussing funnels that convert. And if you've not watched the previous 4 episodes, please go back after this episode and watch those 4 episodes of the Oversubscribe Challenge podcast. Now, I'll begin this episode by starting with the question, why funnels exist? You see, funnels exist to organize attention. The truth is, a funnel is not a trick that you just deploy. A funnel is a structure, and it answers 3 questions for the buyer in order. The first question is this for me? The second question a buyer would ask himself or herself is, can I trust this? And the third question that the buyer would ask is, what should I do next? So the funnel answers this question for the buyers and guides them towards a path of making a buying decision. And when I talk about guiding them towards that path of making a buying decision, let me share with you a simple funnel breakdown and the different types of funnels that you can deploy for your business. Explaining a simple funnel verbally. Now, let me show you a simple funnel breakdown. A simplest funnel have 3 to 4 parts. Number 1 is the entry points. That is the ad or the content that people see, and then they come into your funnel. And when they click on that ad, they land on a focus page, a landing page with just one goal. All right. And after they landed on the landing page, there will be some conversions happening, and then they enter into your email sequence while they're also redirected to a thank you page. So that is the simplest type of funnel that you can create. Now, if you remove any of these steps, you're not going to get a shortcut. All right. You're going to get drop-offs. But there are also different types of funnels that you can deploy in your business. And I'm just going to show you the different types right now. We have a squeeze page funnel. Let me see if I can just show you in a whiteboard. Like I was saying earlier on, there are different types of sales funnel you can deploy. We have a squeeze page sales funnel. A squeeze page sales funnel, it comprises just a squeeze page. On that squeeze page, you have the offer, the lead magnet, whatever you want to give, and then there's the form there. And then from that form, they go straight to the thank you page. All right. And of course, when they submit their name, email address in that form, they go to the email follow-up sequence, which is just what I've just explained. So this is the simplest form of a funnel that you can create for your business. All right. You are leading with a lead magnet, a gift. They come on the squeeze page, and then when you submit their details, they go into your email system where you begin to follow up on them, and then you direct them to a thank you page. Another funnel you can create is something called a 3-wire funnel. This is awesome. All right. The thing is that after they've landed on your squeeze page or your landing page, you don't redirect them straight away to the thank you page. After that, you give them a very low ticket offer before you now direct them to a thank you page. All right. And of course, they will drop off into your email marketing system where you begin to nurture them. All right. So from squeeze page or your lead generation page, you send them to a low ticket offer and then to a thank you page. So that's a 3-wire funnel. Another funnel is a product launch funnel. So yeah, you want to launch a product. There are different ways you can do this. Maybe you are selling a product. The first page can be a squeeze page, or the first page can be a video. Maybe it's a 7-part video. All right. The first page can be video 1, and then they input their name and email address. They go to your email system, and then from there you begin to send them to video 2, video 3. That's from your email system. Video 2, video 3. Maybe video 4 is where you can give them the offer. At video 4, you give them the offer, and then after that, you have a thank you page. All right. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is that instead of sending them to a video, email 1, email 2, email 3 can all be the product launch sequence. All right. So instead of just a welcome sequence, so email 1, email 2, email 3, that can be the product launch sequence. So you have just the sales page and or the opt-in form, whatever, on the landing page, and then you have the whole sales page and then the thank you page. So email 1 to 5, 7, regardless of however you want to make it, can be the sequence for that product launch. There are different ways you can create this. Another one, you have the webinar funnel. Webinar funnel, you have the landing page, you have the webinar registration page, you have the thank you page. All right, so that's it. And then of course, after the landing page, you have the email system. And after they've registered for the webinar registration page can also be the landing page. You have the live webinar, or you have the webinar replay for those that did not attend the webinar. And then both of them will probably lead to your sales page. From sales page also to the thank you page. All right. So we have the webinar registration. They input their name and email address. All right. From there, we send them emails until the day of the webinar. They attend the live webinar. And then for those that didn't attend, we have the webinar replays. So You send those that attended and those that watched the webinar replay to the sales page. From the sales page to thank you page. So that's the webinar funnel. There are different types of funnels. All right. So let me just stop there so that we don't take too much time. I've talked about squeeze page funnel. There's a reverse squeeze page funnel. Why? With squeeze page funnel, you have to get their name and email address before you send them to a thank you page. In the reverse squeeze page funnel, you actually give them something valuable first. You don't squeeze the name and email address from them before you give them something valuable. Maybe it's a content, all right, or maybe it's a preset content, all right, or maybe you want to give them a mini course. You can give them the first video of the mini course. Maybe it's a 3-part video of that mini course. You can give them the first video, they watch it after they've watched the first video, and then so they have a form to watch the remaining 2 videos. So the remaining 2 videos will now be what they will get after they put their name and email address. So it's a reverse squeeze page. So you are not just getting their name and email address upfront before you give them everything. You give them a part, then you give them, then they submit their name and email address before you give them the rest. All right, and then your email sequence. There are other types of funnels you can deploy. You can deploy as many funnels as possible. You can deploy a quiz funnel. So here it's all about getting them to answer a basic quiz. When they've answered all the quiz question, they start the quiz, they begin to answer all the quiz question. After they answer the quiz question, they put their name and email address to get the answer on the thank you page. They can get their answer on the thank you page. Why? Yeah, once they put their name and email address, they enter the email sequence. So that's the quiz page funnel. The same thing like it's survey funnel also. Once they are done, they put their name and email address, enter the email system, and then they see there's a survey answers there. What are the other type of funnel? There's a video sales letter funnel. I think I'm going to stop here because of time. Video sales letter funnel. This is often like, so they're on a sales page. Now you can choose to not have a video on a long form sales page. It can all be images, the copy and everything, but you can also have just a video there to replace all the long form, and then with your button, that is a simple video sales letter. You can also have the video together with the long form. All right, the same thing. They can have a video which captures everything you want to say in the sales letter, and then together with all the long form copy. So those who want to watch video will watch the video. Those who want to read will read, and then from there the checkout page and the thank you page. All right, so those are the types of sales funnel. I think I've mentioned 7 so far. I believe you've learned different type of sales funnel. The next part of this is talking about what many people usually miss out when they talk about funnel, because in part 2 I said that if any part of this simple funnel, the entry point, the focus page, the follow-up image sequence, and the conversion moment, if any part is broken, you most likely have drop-off, not conversions. All right, now the thing is that most business owners, they generate leads and immediately they just try to sell. When they generate the lead, they send it to the sales page and then expect that everybody would buy, but not every lead is a ready buyer. So that is why we have that email system. You will notice that in each and every one of the sales funnel that I showed you before now, every one of them have their own email system. All right, once they do their name and email address and phone number, you send them directly to your email marketing platform, whether it is ConvertKit and BestSend, which I use, also Campaign, which I've used, whether it is ActiveCampaign, whether it is GetResponse, I've used this marketing platforms, whether it is System.io, which is a platform that I've used before. All right, there is Constant Contact. I've not used that. It's also a great tool. There's Mailchimp. Many people use it. I really don't like it, but it's a very great platform that you should use to test out. All right, any of them that you decide to use, they are very important. All right, because not everybody is ready to buy immediately they see your ad, but they actually want to check out whether it is for them. So your offer might be good for them. They may not have the catch right there and then. So you want to nurture them until they are ready to buy. So nurture exists because, number one, belief takes time. Even if they have the money, they may not even believe you yet. So, but with your nurturing, over time, they believe you and then they pay you. It's until they understand what your offer is. Because watching your videos for the first time, they might not get to understand. But because they've seen your ad, they might keep seeing your content and keep seeing your content until they now believe in you. It's one thing for them to believe that your offer is good. They might not believe you yourself. They have to believe your offer, and you, the person, they have to believe that they themselves can actually deploy your offer to get their results. But people can believe, okay, this thing work for others, can it work for me? They might not believe in themselves until you are able to communicate that through your nurture sequence. That is when they will be ready to buy, and of course they would buy. So this is why you must always incorporate your email marketing nurture sequence, all right, in every one of your funnels. And of course, in Nigeria, we're watching this after Nigeria. In Nigeria, people like to use WhatsApp. All right, maybe WhatsApp status or whatever. That can be a nurture sequence that you might deploy. But I will always advise you choose email marketing as a nurture sequence, primary nurture sequence. Then always deploy your WhatsApp status, your WhatsApp broadcast messages, and all of that every day, but always incorporate email nurturing system as your first point of call. The next question is, why then do most funnels fail? Why is it that many people run campaigns that don't convert, regardless of how much preparation they have made beforehand, regardless of how much money they've spent? Some people's campaigns still don't convert. What happened to their funnels? Because funnel is a conversion point. A great funnel strategy is what will lead your offer to actually convert. So the question is, why do many people's funnels fail? The reason why they fail is not because they don't work. Funnels fail because they are built backwards. And there are several uncommon failure points that ensure that your funnel would fail. One of them is if you don't have a clear problem that your offer is actually addressing. And even if your offer has a clear problem it is addressing, if your funnel doesn't talk explicitly about that problem, if your funnel doesn't put that problem in the face of your audience, the funnel would probably fail, because people would read your funnel, read the copy on your landing page, and they are not seeing the offer. Your offer might be very great, solving very fantastic problem, but can you describe those problems in your copy on your funnel? All right, that is the problem. And number two, you might be using a weak lead offer, because if people see your ad and then they come to your landing page, and what you are giving them as a lead offer is something that is common, anybody can give them, they may not have any incentive to even want to opt in for your lead offer. So they're going to ask themselves, so I have to give you my email address to give me this thing that I already know. All right, because your lead offer is weak. It's not solving a tangible problem, a painful problem, a painful, hurtful, frustrating problem that people actually need a solution for right now. Your offer isn't solving that. It's a weak offer. All right, of course the funnel will fail also if you don't have a follow-up system. Like I said earlier on, if any part of the funnel system is broken, if you don't have a lead nurture system, you're only relying on people that actually have the money now to buy now, who have already believed you now. They've seen your sales page, they already believe right now, and they buy now. Those are the people that are going to buy. All right, but how many percentage of your traffic would make that immediate purchase? That is why you need your follow-up system to ensure that people come back to your landing page, your sales page, and actually buy your product. And of course, your funnel would fail if the way it is designed defeats its purpose. Like I said earlier on, your funnel is supposed to have just one goal. That landing page should have just one goal. But if you have too many options on the landing page or on the sales page, you have more than one offer, like 3 different offers you are selling with the same funnel, of course the funnel is going to fail. So you don't want that to be what we make your funnel fail. You don't want to offer too many options in your funnel. Just one option is needed, at the maximum 2 related options. All right, but more importantly, give just one option. Your funnel should solve just one goal. That is what you want to do. Where it can solve 2 options is maybe the same offer, you have a mini and a full offer. All right, or you have different categories of the same offer, like bronze, silver, gold, is the same offer. Then you can have 2 options, but aside that, it must only have one offer that you are selling. And the truth is that a working funnel is enough to start your business. Just one funnel can give you maximum results in your business. You don't need 5 different type of funnel. You only need one funnel that works. One funnel that is addressing just one audience, solving one core problem, and taking them on one journey from attention all the way to decision. Just one funnel is all you need. You don't need many funnels for you to sell. No, you don't. You need just one funnel that is clear, that provides clarity. Scale doesn't come from complexity, it comes from clarity. Maybe it's a webinar funnel, maybe it's a product launch funnel. You have to decide on the particular funnel you want to use. All right, in selling the same offer, you cannot use different complex funnels at the same time. Decide on which funnel do I want to use. Start from the simplest, and then if that funnel works, maybe you can add more to it. Maybe you want to start with a tripwire funnel. After your squeeze page, you want to give them a very low ticket offer, so that you want most of your leads to actually become customers in the front end. So a low ticket offer in Nigeria here, a 1,000 naira offer, most people would afford it. All right, you can start with that. All right, when people buy that 1,000 naira offer, you send them to a webinar. Maybe the 1,000 naira offer is for them to attend the webinar. All right, so they come to the webinar, then you sell your core products. All right, so that is a tripwire offer that's actually invite them to a webinar. So what I'm saying is that if you want to do that thing, ensure that your 1,000 naira offer is actually selling before you start adding complex offers. All right, if you see that people are actually buying this 1,000 naira offer, then the webinar offer is enough to actually sell your core offer. Now, when your core offer is producing massive results, you can add another offer, an upsell. All right, so after the webinar, you have the sales page to sell the core offer. All right, so you can add an upsell there, but ensure that you are only adding all these subsequent offers when you've proven that this one offer is actually selling. And of course, the core offer and upsells, they are all an ecosystem of just one offer or just one funnel, just that you're adding upgraded offers, all right, to the lower tier offer. All right, it's still one funnel, but you don't want to build all the complex funnel at the same time. Start with the simplest and see that this thing is converting, is bringing massive results. Then you can add another one. But what I'm saying is that now all of this is still one funnel. What I'm saying is that don't create this one funnel with this one particular offer and then create another funnel with another offer, another funnel, another offer, running 5 different funnels and offers at the same time. It's complex and you're not going to get any results from all those 5 funnels. All right. So you think that you get plenty of results from different funnels at the same time. You're not going to get any result from all of them since you've never mastered any of the funnel and offer, because everything's about testing, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. When you see what works, then you improve what works. This is how you run a business, and this is how you run your campaign. Start from little and then you scale from there. You don't start from the top and then you scale down. If you start from the top, you are going to scale down. You don't want that. You want to start from the little and then scale up. So this is how you actually build offers that work. And one offer that I like, which I also mentioned in the last 2 minutes, is a webinar offer. All right. And webinars usually create an oversubscribe effect, especially if you build the funnel very well. All right. Webinar funnels, they work because they usually compress trust. The time it takes for people to trust you is compressed, especially if it's a live webinar, because now they are seeing you live, you are teaching live, you are educating. All right, they are there watching, you are seeing you explain everything. So you are educating them. You are positioning yourself as a person of authority. You are showing different examples of people you have helped with your offer, that your offer has helped, different lives that have been transformed. You are actually demonstrating your authority to people with webinar, especially a live webinar. And doing this, you begin to build familiarity. Familiarity is built within that period that you are holding the webinar. All right, so you don't have to wait until you've sent 30 days emails before people begin to trust you. With a webinar that you hold 5 days after people entered into your funnel, in that one single webinar session, you've already built familiarity. All right, and in that webinar, you can create a strong urgency, because in that webinar, people can buy immediately. In that webinar, you can create urgency and scarcity for people who are ready to buy during the webinar. All right, so that's why a webinar funnel is very profitable. It creates an oversubscribe effect, because with that webinar funnel, during the webinar, maybe 8 people attend the webinar and you're selling a product. You can reduce the price of that product for the first 10 people that are going to purchase. That's urgency, that's scarcity. All right, and of course, what is that oversubscribe funnel if not with urgency and scarcity, and have many more people that want to buy than you can even afford to sell to? All right, so that's why a webinar is very great. Get people to actually trust you quickly. You build the familiarity, you build the know, like, and trust quickly. In essence, what I'm saying is that try a webinar funnel. You can begin your funnel approach selling actual products by starting a webinar funnel, and you're going to see how awesome a webinar funnel would help you in your oversubscribe challenge endeavor. And of course, I've explained what a webinar funnel is. You have a webinar registration page where people register, and then you have the thank you page. Now, after the webinar registration page, people are sent to the webinar sequence. In the webinar sequence, they learn about what the webinar is, the time, everything. All right, and then they come to the live webinar. Those that they attend the live webinar, or even with those that attended the live webinar, they send them to the webinar replay page. All right, and from the webinar replay and live webinar, send them to the sales page. Sales page, they check out to the thank you page. So that is how a webinar funnel is built, and you want to try it as a business owner. I'm coming to the end of this episode, but like I always do every episode, I talk about faith in each of my episodes. And what I'm sharing next is how wisdom sustains what grace starts. All right, as a business owner, you actually need the grace of God and you need the wisdom of God. Of course, even the wisdom of God is an effect of the grace. So what I'm saying is that the wisdom of God is actually given to you by the grace of God. So wisdom is manifestation of the grace of God. Of course, you know there are different kind of graces. One of them is wisdom. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. All right. So there's grace for prosperity. So when the grace of God gives you open doors, all right, you have clients that are reaching out to you, people who want to work with you. They are actually people who are enthusiastic to work with you. You must ensure that these doors are kept open by the wisdom of God. So you must understand how to relate with clients, with customers, with your leads, with your prospects via the wisdom of God. You must learn how to build structure around your business, because increase without structure would collapse and growth without wisdom would leak. So you must learn how to build structure via the wisdom of God. You must learn how to relate with leads, prospects, clients. You must learn how to deliver your service, a product with excellence. All of these are a product of wisdom. So while the grace of God pull clients and customers to you, with the wisdom of God, you want to keep these clients and customers associated with your brand. You want to keep them patronizing your brand. You want to build structure that ensure you are able to deliver excellent service, excellent product, fulfill excellent delivery to your clients, to your customers. And let me round up this episode by sharing with you again, the real purpose of funnels. At the core, funnels do just one thing. They turn confusion into clarity. Whether it is your webinar funnel that I said you should try out, whether it is product launch funnel, whether it is tripwire funnel, skills page funnel, the purpose is to turn confusion into clarity. Is to take your audience along a guided path towards conversion. That is the real purpose of your funnel. And when people know where they are, what is next, and why it matters, conversion becomes natural. And of course, this is where I introduce to you our digital launchpad accelerator. So if you're tired of guessing and you actually want a funnel that actually converts, the digital launchpad accelerator is your solution. In this our service package titled digital launchpad accelerator, we are going to help you actually build your lead offers. We help you build your funnels, build your email nurture system, we'll build your website, we help you run your ads. Everything as one connected system. And if you want to participate, you want us to work with you, all you have to do is to go to pmi.ng/digital-launchpad, or you can click the link in the description of this video and join us in the digital launchpad accelerator. Again, funnels don't exist to sell harder. Instead, funnels exist to make your customers' buying decision easier.